Alright, gang, welcome back to our Adventure Survival here in Szpakowo. There is hail in the forecast. We're just going to touch up a little bit of this field that the worker was plowing up for us in the last episode, and trying to clean up a little bit of the areas that I kind of screwed up on when I was re-sectioning it off, I guess is how I'll put it. So we're going to try to fix that up a little bit as well. Other than that, we don't have a ton to do today. We're going to do some selling. We've got some things to sell. I actually went ahead and put a couple of things on auto selling. At this point, we've just got so much going on that I think it's just a smart investment for us to go ahead and just turn some of the stuff onto auto selling. And when I say some of the stuff, I mean pretty much everything. The flour has been put onto auto selling. We did the canola in the last episode. The pickles are back onto auto selling. So, yeah, making a decent amount of money off of those specific things alone. But other than that, we don't have a ton to do today, so we're going to see what else we can get into. We've got definitely some ideas. We can mow the grass, which we probably will end up doing, I think. But we'll see about everything else. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Just recently, it's been a bit since we've done an episode on this series, and it's mostly because I've been kind of heavily putting a little bit more effort into trying to finish off the Mecklenburg Luxury Tax Challenge. It was a great challenge. It just ended up being a little bit shorter than I had anticipated. And we've got a brand new series that has just recently started on the brand new map from Giants, from the fishing DLC that just recently came out. I'm pretty excited about it. Only, let's see, at the time of this recording... actually, as a matter of fact, when this one comes out, I think only one of those had been out probably by now, maybe two. But nonetheless, it is still relatively fresh. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I highly recommend it. I think it's going to be a great series. Basically, it's a continuation from our Barker Family Farm series and where Z left off there and kind of what his story is going to be as we move along. Now, full transparency, I said that in a couple of the other ones, but I'm going to say it again here just to make sure that we're all clear. The story that we're continuing on really doesn't have any true... how am I going to word this? It doesn't have any true meaning, and what I mean by that is I didn't have, any of the stuff that you're watching with that series and how it unfolds are not things that happened in real life. The Barker Family Farm series, as I mentioned, is 100% part of that, not all of it. A part of that was a good chunk of it, actually, was all based on real events, real true things that happened to me and my family. Where we're going with it now is not going to be that. It's still going to be, reminiscence to things that I think I would have done if I had, that kind of money. But there's no true background to it, and there's no true... no truth to it in regard to real-life events or based off of real-life events. None of that. So I just want to make sure it's clear that we are going to continue that series in a way, but it's going to be more of a, more of a just make-believe, imagination more than anything as we move forward with that series. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. As far as this series go, it does have a little bit of time left before it will end, but there's not much time. I'm going to be fully transparent with all you. We've been running this series for quite a while. I've really, really, really enjoyed this series. Not specifically that I want to end this series by any means, but I think it is coming close to being time for me to move on and do something else. Now, what are we going to do instead? Well, there's a couple of ideas I have out there. I don't really want to give anything specific away. But it will more than likely be some form of a survival type of series. The two survival series that I've done on FS25 have, at least for me and my small channel, been relatively successful. So I definitely want to continue that whenever the time does come that we end this series. And I'm saying this now, acting like it's going to be like tomorrow. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit of time, but it is coming close to being the end. But whenever the time does come, we definitely will be doing another form of a vintage survival in the near future. I just have enjoyed it too much. And hell, who knows? Maybe what we end up doing is instead of, starting a brand new type of survival series, maybe we just do another vintage survival series on a different map. I don't know yet. We will see. We'll see as things move along and as we continue on, I guess, what we end up going with and what we decide to do. So right now we've got $53,525 in the bank account, which is a fantastic amount of money. Most of that, I think, was based off of selling some of those straw hats. Some of the honey has spawned to there, but not much, as you can tell, and they should be probably in hibernation at this point, so we're probably not going to get a whole lot of honey, at least until spring. So that corn's going to be kind of just hanging out there for really no reason at all right now. But that's okay. Other than that, as I mentioned, we don't have a ton to do, so we will see what we get into and see what we can come up with to do today. One thing I do want to do is we're going to jump into the steer here, because we haven't used it for a bit. And we're going to move all of those pallets that I have sitting over there, and we're going to go sell those. That's one thing I said we were going to do today. Still have that big massive mound over there. I'm trying to figure out a way to get rid of that stump. Still having issues with it. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is just maybe, you know, lease a different kind of stump grinder than utilizing our mower that has that ability to do stump grinding. Probably not, you know, within the time period, you know, with the stump grinding, right? But I think that's what we're going to end up having to do. I think we're just going to have to go with that approach, and then hopefully we'll be able to get rid of that stump, and we can kind of move on from there. Now, today I do want to put down one of the things I've been talking about, and that's in regard to what we're going to do with the goat milk, right? We've been sitting there, we've had the goats for quite a while, we just recently upgraded the goats, but we haven't done anything with the milk. We haven't sold it, we haven't done anything with it. We've just been letting it sit there and collect. Now, we are definitely going to be doing stuff with that goat milk. We're going to do a production with it. And we should have enough money right now as it stands to do that production. So more than likely, we will be putting that down today, since I've already mentioned there's not a ton for us to do today anyway. But before we do that, I'd like to sell the rest of this flour and everything else that's spawned here. We're going to have a lot of things to sell today. We've got the flour to sell, as I mentioned. There's some canola over there on the side to sell as well. We've got pickled lettuce that we can sell too. So there's quite a bit here. I kind of have this in a worst spot possible, don't I? And I'm blocking the road, evidently. There you go. Now you can go through. The white car was just... He had enough, man. He was just going to pass the red car right off the bat. He had enough. I'm just going to realign this a bit here. Now, I know the comments I just made about this series, you know, coming to an end in the near future is probably not going to make some people happy. I know a lot of people have really, really enjoyed this series, probably more than I've enjoyed it. And that's saying a lot, because I've really, really enjoyed it. But, you know, just like when I ended the original Survivor series we did on this channel here for FS25, I've got good ideas, I promise you. Don't, you know, I always come up with something. Sometimes they you know, they hit the mark. Other times they don't, certainly. But survival type of things, whether it's a challenge or just a generic survival like this one is, you know, I don't think those are relatively too difficult to come up with, right? You're starting with a certain amount of, you know, money, which normally is 0, and you know, you're just trying to figure out ways to survive and have a good time, right? So those aren't too difficult to come up with. Absolutely 100% enjoyable, but they're not something I have to sit there and think a bunch about. Really, it's more about what map, you know, more than anything, right? And so, if you, and I say you, and anybody that's watching, has an idea or a thought for a map that you think would be good for a survival type of series, whether it's a challenge or not, let me know down below in the comments. And I will look into it. I've really enjoyed this map more than I actually thought I would. When I first downloaded it, I thought, well, this would be a fun series for us to run, I don't know, about 30 episodes or so, and here we are. This is episode 60, I think. If it's not 60, it's very nearly 60, or it's just over 60. So we're, you know, we're moving along at a steady pace here, a steady clip here. We'll probably, honestly, at least hit, I would think, at a bare minimum, 70 to 80 episodes on this series. Probably more along the lines of 70 or the low 70s, I think. So obviously, like I said, not a ton left, but there's still a little bit of time. We definitely want to probably get through, you know, another harvest season and everything else, right? That way we can make sure we get the most money out and we can kind of see what we end up with. As far as selling stuff, things like that, sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this series. Oh, you're going to fall. It's going to fall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this series. I don't know for a fact if I'm going to continue the approach of, let's just say it's a working farm and we'll leave it as is, or if I'm going to sell everything and see how much money we end up with. I will figure that out, but I really haven't decided on that yet. Hell, actually, we can, you know, put down below in the comments what you want to see. Do you want to see it continue to be a working farm, or do you want to see me sell every single thing off and see what we end up with money-wise? When the time comes. Obviously, that's not, like I said, we've got at least another harvest. And some of the stuff we're going to be doing, you know, we're probably going to do, and it's not going to have enough time, more than likely, for us to be able to finish the harvest, maybe. There's certainly that potential. But we'll see, right? We will see as we move along what we decide to do. This is not the best stacking job you've ever seen. I apologize. I've said this 1,000 times. I am not the best stacker in the world. I've never actually tried to be. Tried to say I was. Now, the one thing I don't necessarily think I want to do yet is take the flower off the spot that they're in right now. The reason why I'm saying that is because more are going to spawn. Well, I think they're going to spawn. Actually, I don't know for a fact that they will spawn now that I think about it. Will they spawn? Now that I have it on auto-selling? I don't know. They may or may not. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll take one or two away and we'll figure it out. Although we're probably not going to be able to fit too many more on here. Maybe one more row. That's probably all we're going to be able to fit. This is not the best stacking job in the world by any means necessary, but it is doing the job, and that's really all that matters. I'm going to grab one more if it'll let me do it here. Let's see. What else can I talk about? What else do I have to talk about? This series will probably be not coming out as much as it has been until I finish that Luxury Tax Challenge. There's only a couple episodes left of that one. By the time this is released, at least, there should be only a couple episodes left of that one. So I'm probably going to drop this series down just a tiny bit for a brief period of time, just temporary, like 1 week, maybe a little over 1 week, and then it'll be back to its normally scheduled time period. It actually might be coming whenever that luxury tax is over. This one actually might, you know, gain a few extra days of releases, right? It really just depends on the other series, really, more than anything. Now, I do believe, it looks like actually they might not spawn. I thought they would, but it looks like they might not spawn. Alright, well, maybe we might be alright then. The only problem with this is I would like to put those two on there so I don't have to come back for one more trip just for those two. I'm just going to do it by hand. Just bear with me for a minute. I normally don't do this, but just bear with me. Let's see if I can huck this guy up there too. I think it's been pretty much decided at this point that at least a bare minimum, there's 3 of us that are going to be doing a competitive one-tile challenge, which I think is going to be such good quality YouTube TV, whatever you want to call it, YouTube watching, whatever, however you want to word it. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fun. Right now, I guess there's a chance that maybe somebody else would, but right now, the 3 of us that have been working through this are all on board. It's probably going to be once a week. We're probably going to unify whenever we release the video. I'm leaning towards Saturday. I'm not positive if they're all on board with that Saturday yet or not, but it does appear that the 3 of us are on board and willing and able to do this one-tile challenge, multiplayer challenge, competitive challenge, however you want to call it, whatever you want to word it, however you want to word it, however you want to call it. It does appear that this is going to be happening. So I'm very, very excited about that. That's one of the things I said when I was doing the one-tile challenge towards the end, that I would love to, at some point, get a competitive version of it going with at least one of the guys. Ends up being that right now it's going to be me, Crustu, and Rusty Money Gaming, I think, that are going to be taking this on. We're not positive, like I said, when it will start yet. But we are kind of finalizing the finishing touches on it, so I can confirm it will be happening. We just got to get the logistics down of what day we're going to be recording on and what day we're going to release the series on. So that way, if you want to, if you're welcome to do so, I probably won't do it a whole lot, if at all, in my playthrough. But if you want to see how everyone else is progressing, how everyone else is doing, you have that luxury to do so, because you'll be able to watch directly, and we'll be linking each other's, channels in the description as well, right? So you can easily go there and click on it and give them some support and watch how they do it as well. So I think it's going to be a good time, man. I think it's going to be a big challenge for me. I've mentioned that a number of times. I think I'm going to struggle with just the pure speed of how fast I can get things done. We're going to kind of limit it, I think, to about an hour of actual record time. I don't know what that's going to end up being from an actual video that you see. But about an hour of record time for all of us to do whatever it is we want to do per episode. And yeah, we're just going to see where we can get to and what kind of money we can make and who wins. It's going to be interesting, man. It really is. The map is still... It's kind of being narrowed down, I think, between two different maps. I'm not going to give any of that away, but we pretty much, I think, have a pretty solid idea of which one it's going to be of those two. But, we'll see. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It really is. All right, this is the last bit here. Now, when 9 o'clock hits... we should see even a massive, even a bigger payday, even a much bigger payday than we already have right now, because everything else that has been in storage is now on auto selling. And we had quite a lot of pickled lettuce, quite a lot of flour in there, so this should be a pretty good payday. Hopefully. Not a very good second job. I did a little bit better actually at the pickled lettuce than I did with the flour for sure, but I think it's because the flour ones, I had them stacked up in a very, very awkward way. That's alright. We still got the trick done, so that's really all that matters, right? Doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as they still sell and make us money. That's really all we care about. So let's go sell these, and then, the rest of the hats, it's not the best time to sell them, the ones that have spawned. We probably should turn the hats off of auto-selling, honestly, which we might do today. And then, like I said, we're going to put down a production that is going to help with the goat milk. We're going to move that goat milk over today, and then maybe, potentially, if the time still permits, we'll do some mowing of the grass. If not, we can do the grass mowing in the next episode, as, there's not going to be probably a ton for us to do in January either. The winter months are always a little bit slower. There's a little bit less to do besides just doing some selling. And, maybe buying some more land and things like that. That's really all there is specifically for us to do. So we will see what we end up doing with the rest of this money, but let's get on up here and sell these. Probably by the time we get up there, it should be close to 9, and we'll see what kind of money we make from 9 o'clock as well when everything auto-sells. Alright, let's see what kind of money we get here out of the pickled lettuce. Should be a decent amount. I'm pretty sure pickled lettuce is worth a decent amount. Whoops, I really did not hit that trigger correctly there, did I? Well, we got 15,000 out of that, so that's pretty decent, I think. We'll see if we get out of the rest of this here. I better strap it back down. It's going to come flying off. I just know for a fact it would on me. That's the luck I would have. All right, about 30 grand out of all that, so we'll take that. That's real good, man. That's real good money. We got 2 minutes before we know how much money we make. We may just get back in time. I mean, we're only on 2 times speed, so it is a pretty slow moving here. Once we get back, as I mentioned, we're going to put down that new production. It's about a $25,000, $30-ish thousand production, I think. So it's not anything close. I mean, we have plenty of money right now. We don't need to wait till 9 o'clock to put it down. But depending on how much money we get for 9 o'clock, we might consider upgrading the flour production as well, the mill production, excuse me. We've talked about that for a couple of times. We decided instead to go for the hat factory at that point, but that is still something that's on my radar. Boom, 178,960. Holy smokes, that's a lot of money we just made. You'll love to see it. Now, I don't think that's quite enough for the mill. I think the mill is just slightly over 200,000. So, definitely we're going to go with the goat milk production for today. And then, you know, maybe if we continue to save some money up here over the next couple of months by making some money since things are on auto-selling, we might make a little bit more money in the long run and be able to get to that point and maybe upgrade that mill. We'll see. All right, so I went ahead and placed it down. Now I need to do a little bit of touch-up work around it, but this is the production we're going to do. I imagine this to be kind of a bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a side, you know, small farmer's shop, if you will. You know, they're driving past the farmer, and there's a little bit of a shop here for them. You can go in and buy some goat cheese, I believe is what we're going to do. I'm not well, actually, you know what? Let's go and look at it. So we can do aged goat cheese, which is 20 goat milk to turn into 12 aged goat cheese, which I think that might be what I want to do. There is other goat cheese as well. There's just regular goat cheese and then goat milk, but we've never ever done aged goat cheese, so I'm kind of tempted to do that. All it requires is goat milk. It does require quite a lot of goat milk, if I'm honest with you, to get to just 12 goat cheese, but let's do that. And it's gonna take a bit of a, you know, a task for us to bring over the goat milk all the time, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I want to paint this a little bit here. I think I'm going to utilize the same stuff we've been using here, but you know, normally I might put a bit of a parking lot or something in here. I don't think I'm going to do that for this one in this case. I think we're just going to go ahead and paint it and kind of keep it traditional how we've been doing with everything else. I really, really like this. I've mentioned this texture many, many times and how I wish they had this texture in the rest of the game. Unfortunately, they don't. But it's a fantastic texture, man. I just love the way that it changes when it rains. It's really dark right now, but whenever it's not dark, whenever it's not raining, it's lighter, as you can see underneath the sheds there. And I just like the way that the tires and everything look in it. I absolutely love it. I wish they would incorporate it across all of the game. I probably would utilize it too much, honestly. But yeah, I really, really enjoy it. So let's head on over here and get some of this goat milk up. I'm not going to worry about any of the goat milk that's spawned over there yet, because I doubt there's a full one. I mean, we literally just made that upgrade in the last episode, so I don't think there's going to be anything over there that's, you know, worth spending our time to go get. I could be wrong, but I just don't think there will be. Now, I'm going to attempt to put these on top of here. This might be the biggest mistake I've ever made, but I'm going to attempt it anyway. Oh boy, this is going about as well as you would expect it to. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna do it by hand real quick. That way I only have to make one trip over here. I think I am going to save the grass for the next episode, gang. I actually evidently rambled on for quite a bit there at the beginning. So I think I will save the grass for the next episode, because the next episode, I mean, we're going to have money for sure, but we're not going to have a whole lot really for us to do. We're going to have even less than we did today, right? Today we spent a lot of effort on getting rid of all the pallets and things that are ready to sell. With the exception of the hats, because we know those are not a good time to sell right now. But other than that, we really, you know, spent the effort on the and the eggs too. But we spent effort on just selling pallets and, you know, getting all of that set, and now putting down this new production here, which is a bit of a farmer's market for us. Basically, it's just going to be a bit of a farmer's market that sells goat cheese, aged goat cheese, to be specific. Okay, all right. Don't. That's fine. Don't pull the forks out. That's fine. Just keep them there. Whatever. You do what you want. You do you. All right. So we've got the goat milk in there. 3,955 liters. It's not a lot, but we are making aged goat cheese right now. We've already got 15 liters of aged goat cheese in there, which is absolutely fantastic, man. I love it. So there you go, gang. We're going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you have yet to do so, smash the like, subscribe button for me. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below if you're interested in that early access to videos like this one. Discord's down there for my other channel, all that stuff. Everything you need, it's always down below, as I always mention. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.